What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TW Motorsports, and today we are continuing the Fix the Daily Driver saga. Now, as I said, guys, this thing is mechanically stable. Most of the stuff we're fixing here is cosmetic, or it really doesn't have to work in order for me to drive, but this does bother me, and I'm planning on getting the windows tinted, and so he's going to need this fixed in order to do that, and that is the window regulator. Now, I told you guys about this in the speaker video, but this window right here, it'll roll down, but oh my gosh, it's a chore getting it up. You kind of got to let it rest for a minute, lift it up, trick it, pull it down, let it up, and so on and so forth. So today we're going to be replacing that. I'm going to show you guys the process. I have actually never done this before, so it should be interesting. Hopefully I can do it on my own. I think that I can. If I need to, I'll have to tape up the window just so it doesn't fall. But I chose to buy the whole regulator and motor assembly because, in my opinion, guys, this is the best way to buy it. I did choose to get a GM unit just because I know they work, right? So this truck has several miles on it, and it's a 2007. Look, it's worked that long. Chances are going with a factory one, that's the best option. That's my opinion, guys. So I'll list all this stuff I'm using down in the description like always. But the very first thing we need to do, I'm going to set you guys up on a tripod, and we're going to get the door panel off, which you guys also saw me do, like I said in the last video with the speakers. And I probably should have done this at the same time, but I didn't want to kind of, you know, glob all this up in one video for you guys, especially, you know, there's some people that are just searching how to replace this, some people for the speakers, and so I wanted to keep those videos separate. So let's go grab some tools and let's get this door panel out of the way. So let's get started by taking this out, and I'm just using the same plastic pry tools I used on the speakers. And that guy comes out, and then so does this. Should slide back, get it out of the way. Now this is a dummy, so you don't have to do anything. There's no light there. And then we've got a 7mm, and we've got a screw down here in the very corner. Get that out, and then we've got another one right in here. That should be it. And those are the same size, so you don't have to set them in different places. Now we can lift straight up and off, and then we need to unplug our window motor here, or our switch. Oh, some of the tacky tar looking stuff stayed on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull a majority of this up. Set this down. This stuff is so nasty. So you can see here, got that, and I may end up having to take the speaker out. That's why I said I probably should have done this when I did the speaker, but oh well. I'm gonna see if this will stick here like to itself. Looks like it will. Oh, it's gross. All right, so you can see what we're replacing here. We're gonna take this entire thing out. So that is part of this unit. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it down here at the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see that. This plug right here, might as well go ahead and unplug. Well, I tell you what, I may have to roll the window down a little bit. I'm not sure yet. So let's go grab a 10mm and start taking some stuff off here. I am going to go ahead and take the speaker out just to give us a little more room. Just 10mm. Pull it out and unplug it. I'm loving these speakers, guys. I actually have sound in this truck now. So we should have a series of multiple series of bolts. We got some 10s down here at the bottom, a 10 here on the motor, and then I really think we're gonna have to roll the window down some. I wonder if I could just, I think I'm gonna take the door handle off too. You don't probably have to, but just to get this plastic, I'm gonna take this plastic completely off. And because it tucks behind the door panel, to me, it's like, let's just get it out of the way. This is just a plastic clip, lift it out. We'll just set this to the side. Now we can yank this nastiness off. I don't even have to deal with it. It'll re-stick, it's not a problem. Look at that. This stuff's literally like tar. Luckily it's kind of cool. I mean, it's humid, but it's not, it's better than what I'm used to out here. So, as I said, I think what we'll do is we'll roll down the window just a little bit to give us a little more room, because we're gonna have to unbolt the glass. And there's a couple bolts up here too. I think we'll roll it down maybe even down to here. So in order to do that, we're gonna have to hook up our panel and turn the car on. So I got the truck turned on now. Let's plug this in real quick, see if we can get the window to go down. It's not even wanting to go. May have to help it. I think that's a pretty close to where I want it. So I think that'll work. Now we can unplug this again. And then we can start taking some bolts out. And actually, just because I don't have anybody to help me, I'm gonna put some tape on this glass, and hopefully that'll hold it. Glass isn't super heavy, so you can press this together, that'll help. This is what I've done in the past, and it's always worked. That should be good. Just make sure it's pressed down well. Now we can move on to these bolts. All the bolts that we're taking out are 10s. So we're gonna start down here. Take that one out. And those are actually a nut. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug the window motor here. We got those two nuts on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and take the nut out that holds the glass in. See, we got it off now. The glass is actually loose in the back. Same thing in the front. The glass is actually loose at this point. And then up top, we got a couple bolts. And then what else we got here? We got a one down here for the motor. And I believe that's it. At this point, we should be able to get this thing out of place, or at least I'm hoping. Maybe easier said than done. Get it on the other side of this wire down here. There we go. Almost out. All right, so you can see how it goes in there, just like that. So that's what we're looking to do. I'm gonna lay that out on the ground so we know exactly what we're dealing with. And our glass, looking good. I don't think we're gonna have any issues there. So let's go grab our new motor. So actually, from the looks of the motor, I'm gonna lift this glass up a little bit more than what it is. See if I can get some tape started on it. So we're going to go up to about right there. See if it'll hold. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. It's really a job that's easier for two people. And it probably would have helped if I'd have cleaned the glass before this, guys. It's pretty dirty. Just for safety, we'll go one more. Man, I'd hate to break this glass. That would suck. All right, that should be good. Now we'll grab the motor and see if we can slide it in. The way those window holders were in there on the new piece, and there's no movement until you plug it in, I just wanted to make sure we were in the right spot. Now, a couple things I did notice is that this new one doesn't look quite as robust as the old one, which is kind of alarming. It's kind of weird that they would label it a GM product. It may be one of those like Delco deals where they say it's GM, but it's not. I don't know. What I do know is it's like incredibly hard to get in and out. That's for sure. And it came with new screws. So I'm hoping old ones line up. Just take your time here. Oh. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to get a couple of these started. maybe this one down below, and we'll see if we can use our original. And we can. That's good. These are all the same. Line this up. There is one that's just a hair longer, guys. That's the one from the motor down here. So if you're wondering, you know, what's up with that? And let's get this other side going. So I'm going to go ahead and snug those down if I can find my impact. I don't know where I put it. There it is. We'll snug these down. And we want to make sure all our wires are out of the way. This plug is a little bit different. It has a lead on it, which is fine. We could set it down on the bottom. Just want to make sure they're snug. All right, so now we just need to set, I'm gonna pull you guys off the tripod and show you what's next here. Because the glass sets in this channel right here. So what we need to do is, you really need two people here, but what we need to do is we need to carefully undo the tape, and we're gonna kind of let it down in that channel. And I think I can do that with just me. But we're gonna try it here real quick. And if, you know, if I can't, then we'll always wish I did, right? Isn't that how that works? We'll just break the tape for now. I probably could have left that first round of tape. And we're just trying to line things up the way we had it before. I'm using the old markings on the glass here. And so because we're tightening on glass, I'm not going to use an impact. I'm going to snug this down. I'm going to go grab a, actually I might use a ratcheting wrench over here because I don't have a ton of room. But I'm gonna bolt this down by hand. I just don't have a lot of faith in me not busting the glass if I don't. Went and got my 1/4 inch drive. And as I said, guys, these don't need to be crazy tight. I mean, they need to be tight enough to hold the glass, but you don't want to snap the glass. So here's what we're gonna do before we, I'm gonna go around, make sure these are snug. I'm gonna go turn the truck on. We'll plug the switch back in and we'll do a smoke test, I'd call it. Really not a whole lot to this. I'm going to show you here in a second, though, the difference between the two that I really am not in love with. But before I do that, I'm going to take this tape off the windows off camera here. So here comes the test here. Let's just see what happens. That's a good sign. I think that's good, guys. All right, I'm gonna unhook this, do a little cleaning, and I want to show you guys some differences between the two. Okay, so the main differences I want to show you guys between the two. Obviously, this is a black. This is not. This seems like aluminum or something. It does have grease in it. You see the grease from touching it, which is good. You want grease on it. But the other thing I noticed is you see these protectors that this has on it. This guy does not have those. So essentially when your glass is rolling down, it's hitting that. And you know, that's not a huge deal. If a guy wanted to, he could take these off and move them over. But that's two things that I noticed that are different. The other things is it did come with new screws for the top, and they're actually screws instead of bolts. Now the factory one's threaded in there, so that's what I used. Same thing with the bottom. It came with new bolts here. And then I actually used the ones that came with the piece that holds it to the glass. The other thing is, look at the pigtail. See how it's built on to this unit right here? On this, it is not. And so what happens is when the glass goes all the way to the bottom, it actually pushes this wire down. So it is a little bit different. Now, look, it's not going to cause any issues. Maybe if you rolled it down, you know, 10 million times, it might eventually, I don't know. It's not going to mar up the glass because you're not going to see that part of the glass. And to be honest with you guys, I don't roll it down that much, but that's just some differences between the two. Now, look, a guy could, if he wanted to, replace just the motor. I chose to go with the whole thing because in my opinion, that's the easiest way to replace it. But at this point, let's get everything back in place. And I'm gonna start with this gross plastic. We need to push this through somewhere. I think it was right here. Is that right? That looks about right, doesn't it? Oh, maybe that's not right at all. It's actually through this hole. Let's see if we can get it started up here. It's got these little holes you can see. And of course our handle will help keep it in place as well, but this needs to go up top for the speaker, or for the window switch. And while I do hate the feel of this stuff, it does work. I don't know why I did that, guys. Stop putting the speaker in. Alright, so we'll pull this back off and put the speaker in. No interference with the speaker. That's good. Now we can put this back on. probably being too picky, but I do know that when I put these speakers in, part of this was poking out of the bottom, and that kind of annoyed me. Put this back in the handle. We're gonna slide in here and swing that plastic clip in. Everything's working there. All right, guys, I'm gonna wipe off some residue of this black gunk, and then we'll get the door panel back on. Okay, let's get this on. Be done with this. So on there like that. We're kind of lifting up, going over the top, getting in all the pockets and channels, and coming straight down. And that's where we need to be. Now let's get our screws back in. I will tell you guys, this bottom screw down here is sometimes tricky. Sometimes you gotta look for it. See how it's not going in? I have to pull it back and see if I can find the spot here. It's like the hardest thing in the world to find. This one is way easier. All right, now make sure our door is unlocked. Put that back in. And last but not least, door handle here. Front goes in first, then 2 clips in the back. I'm gonna wipe that off and we'll test it again. Now that it's all back together, let's give it another test. Yeah, it's working. Awesome. Okay guys, so we are all finished up, and I'm happy. I'm excited that we got another thing fixed on the truck. And honestly guys, it wasn't bad. I'd kind of been putting it off, and I don't know why. I've had that part, I think I ordered it the day after I bought this truck, so I've had it for a little bit. But I don't know. I should have done it sooner. I just maybe put it off because I've never done it before. I don't have any idea. But now that I've got an appointment to get my windows tinted, I feel like that's going to make life a lot easier for him instead of trying to struggle to move the window up and down and whatnot. But honestly, if you had 2 people, guys, I think this could probably be done in about 15 minutes. If you had somebody, once you release that glass, to pull it up out of the way and then hold it while you snuck that piece out, that would give you a little more room and you could go a little faster, and then just set it back down once you got the new one in place. But all in all, I'm happy. It works. That's ultimately what we were going for. But as you can see, I don't know why, it's like 85 degrees, but it's super humid, so I'm soaked in sweat, just like as always at the end of these videos, guys, especially here lately. Hopefully we get some cooler weather going forward, but I don't think that's in the plans. I actually think it's going to go up instead. But at least we got some overcast. The sun's not beating down on me. So if you guys did enjoy this video, like always, please smash that thumbs up button. Guys, if you are not subscribed, please go down there, hit that subscribe button. Of course, ring that bell icon that notifies you every single time we drop a new video, and stay tuned to see what we work on next.